Appreciate you, bro. I'll see you on the next one. Guys, welcome to beautiful downtown LA, home of the fashion district, where you can source for almost anything you need at a price you're willing to pay. Now, as entrepreneurs, it's clear and obvious that in order to grow a clothing line, you're gonna need to have a budget. Now, whether you source from suppliers in sketchy areas or a reputable supplier, you're gonna need to make a decision on where you're gonna invest your money. So in this video, we take it behind the scenes into a print-on-demand supplier that will handle everything that you need so you can focus as an entrepreneur on the marketing and sales. From the sourcing to the printing to the labeling and all the logistical needs. So if you're looking to elevate your brand, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and turn on those post notification bells to be alerted of future video drops. On this channel, our mission is to build brands that impact the world from the ground up. Today we're inside of Apliiq's new headquarters in LA. This business started by designing and making products that would sell on popular e-commerce channels. It then transitioned to servicing brands on those platforms, and over the years they have grown to become a key player in the print-on-demand industry. Owned by friends and family, this business truly is a ground-up story, and they not only print on demand, but they create your brand on demand. These DTG printers made it possible to create a print-on-demand business model. That means for brands that are starting e-commerce, they can print one at a time. But oftentimes, a lot of those companies that are providing a print-on-demand service have diluted the quality and the consistency for brands and clothing and entrepreneurs that are creating brands. The reality is most print-on-demand companies give clothing printing a bad rep. Their goal is to essentially cut costs in order to increase their profit margins. And for entrepreneurs who are starting clothing brands, it's not about cutting costs, but it's about building quality products, such as the labeling, the printing, the neck tagging, which is what happens here inside this facility. As you guys can see, they have all kinds of boxes and things laying around because logistically, they help you create a brand on demand with little to no money. So in order to help you guys really understand how you can leverage this technology and this operation for little to no money, I want to start at the beginning of the process and really take you through the end where your products are being shipped out. So Emily, thank you for being in this video today.
Thanks for having me in the video.
So tell us what happens after a customer places an order from their e-commerce store and it gets to Apliiq.
So the first step is that we review the customer artwork, make sure it's all set for production. Simultaneously, at the same time, we're going to be ordering whatever garment your customer ordered from your store. So say, for example, you sold like a red shirt in size medium and then a white shirt in size large. We're going to order all of those items and they're going to show up here.
So this t-shirt, somebody for a brand, it came in. You guys ordered the blank that they needed?
We ordered the blank garment, and this is exactly the right size, color, style, everything that was placed for that order.
Right and here, somebody ordered a bunch of products. Like
either a bunch of products, or we may have combined a few orders together.
That's key for entrepreneurs and brands. If you're building a brand, you don't want to mess with having an order from a certain supplier here, another supplier there, and trying to consolidate all of your options so you can start printing and start labeling. Apliiq is doing it all, and they figured out how to make it all very efficient. So what's the next step after this?
So once we take the items off the conveyor belt, we're going to go into receiving. That's where we get the barcodes put on, and then the items get released into different carts. So some garments get direct-to-garment printing, others get embroidery, some just get labeling or maybe embroidered patches, hoodie liners, pocket tees, we do all sorts of stuff.
Any kind of customization option. This garment can have like 5 or 6 or all kinds of customization options.
A ton of different things, and we're gonna make sure that all of them get done and in the right order and then shipped out.
So Emily, once it's here and it's printed and it goes to the drying belt, where does it go after that?
So it's gonna go to this routing station, and routing will collect all the items from the dryers, and again, we use the barcode scan system, so it will kind of walk us through the process of what that particular garment gets next. And we also will print private labels here on demand. So the private label has all the legally required information that you need to have in the neck or in the waistband of your garments. So that includes the wash care instructions, material content, country of origin, size, and your brand name. So all of that's going to be pre-populated. We handle all of it again, even if you're sourcing from different garments.
If you're mass producing like through a manufacturer overseas, then they usually handle all of that for you. But if you're starting on demand, if you're a brand that's starting with little to no money, there's no option out there for you to do that, aside from what they're doing right now.
That's what we got.
Yes, this is proprietary things that they've created and developed. So Once it gets routed to the appropriate order, what happens after this?
So you can also get additional woven labels. So woven label is something that you might want to consider putting on like the outside of your shirt. So say for example on the hem or again on the sleeve.
So once your orders are coming in, as you're customizing them on the website, you tell them, hey, I want this label right here. And then they'll come over here, pull it, right?
Just one label.
One label at a time.
Take one label at a time.
Not in bulk, one at a time.
All made to order.
And then it's getting sewn over here.
Yep. Here you can see that we do a lot of different additions, as we already talked about a little bit. You can do a hem label, you can do a private label, you could combine the labeling options. So everything will get sewn on here. You can see every station has computers. We're all paperless here, so we just scan it. We see exactly the location as you as a customer have picked, and we go from there. We just sew it on.
And then over here is the embroidery offerings. As a brand, you could print, but you could also do embroidery on hats. You can even do it on some garments.
We always recommend thicker garments like hoodies or hats. Structured hats are great for embroidery. But yeah, we can do tees as well. Recommend thinner, smaller artwork files for thinner garments. And
it's more of a vector design for embroidery. So if they send you an image and say, I want to embroider this image.
Not so good for photographs. Definitely, you want your color separated. It's going to change needles based on the thread color that you select.
That's what it is right here, guys.
These are 15 needles, and we set them up with different threads. So that's kind of some of the limitations. You do need to separate your artwork for embroidery. You want to avoid small font. It's, again, there's thickness to it. We're creating the art with the needle and the thread. So as it's sewing, it needs to have enough thickness to create that letter or that font. Like this is a beautiful embroidery right here. You can see that the letters are about 1 inch tall.
Embroidery has some limitations only because the reality is it's real thread. So you actually have to have the thread going on the design, and you have to vector that design. And then you have to also digitize that file, right? So all of that stuff is what Apliiq handles behind the scenes. You guys don't have to worry about much of any of that. You can request your samples, right? They can request samples of what they're creating, and they can make adjustments to things after they see their sample, right?
Yeah, for sure. I always recommend sampling. It's the best way to really get your hands on the garment before your customer does. So you can see exactly what it's going to look like. You know the quality that you're going to be sending out. And if you need to make adjustments, that's the perfect time to do it.
That's the most exciting part about making products, is getting that digital artwork that you had into a real product, and you're like, I'm one step closer to fulfilling my prophecy, right?
Especially if it has your label on it.
Exactly.
It's like, wow, this is really my brand.
This is my brand, yeah. It's all about elevating what you do.
The final and most important step of drop shipping is shipping. This is a QA and shipping process combined. We're going through the order, we're checking to make sure that every single service that you've selected for your order is complete. You kind of work on the lean manufacturing process, which I don't know how much you've studied Toyota's manufacturing line, but they always stop the manufacturing defect as quickly as possible in the production process.
Guys, this factory has completely transformed since the last time we were here, and I wanted to go ahead and speak with Ian, the man that is continuing.
Hey, what's up, John? Good to see you, man.
Dude, I was telling everybody, this thing has completely changed since the last time we did this video.
Oh, I know. I mean, the pandemic was absolutely crazy. It was just such a good opportunity for us to focus on the operations of the business and scaling everything up, and just redouble around our commitment for creating fully branded apparel products for all the fashion entrepreneurs out there.
You guys have been servicing thousands of brands, right, since the last time we did a video together.
Yeah.
We have brands in the community that are actively using Apliiq. They're getting really creative with the way that they make things. What is the 3 things that you'd say that successful brands are doing on your platform?
You're gonna limit me to only 3?
Only 3.
Only 3, okay.
Listen up, guys, 3 things.
First and foremost, just like product branding overall. Like most people who find their way to Apliiq are just really interested in creating fully branded apparel products. You wanna be creating those like higher quality, really nice branded products.
Little details, it increases the price point.
Exactly, right? Yeah. People are buying a shirt, but they're also really buying into the brand, right? And they wanna own a part of that brand. They want to be able to talk about the brand when they're wearing it. And those attention to details as it relates to branding just creates that solid foundation to have super happy customers.
Print on demand oftentimes is associated with lower margins.
Yeah.
So when does a brand go from print on demand to scaling up to bulk?
Yeah, so I would say like really the second kind of key thing is knowing when and how to use print on demand and when and how to use bulk manufacturing. If you're just getting started with stuff, print on demand is really like a no-brainer. It allows you to experiment, it allows you to test out products, test out the market, make sure you have a good product market fit before you start making real investments in buying inventory and running bulk. Conversely speaking, like if you're jumping into your apparel line and doing runs of 500 items at a time, that's definitely a situation you want to avoid. You don't want to get into making huge capital investments in product before you know you have like a really established sales channel. So being able to know when to use which for various collections or various products is definitely like a key strength to deploying your print-on-demand branded products appropriately.
And then what tips for marketing do you have?
So the third thing is just if you want to be successful selling direct to consumer online for apparel products, you just need to have an established marketing approach. So it could be like you have an awesome TikTok channel, an awesome Instagram presence. It could be like you have a rad YouTube channel and audience and community that you've built there, but you are gonna be like the head marketing honcho for your clothing line, and you need to be able to like command and build an audience and be able to get your products in front of them and have those products hit.
So now that you know how to leverage print on demand and the 3 key successful brands do to leverage these services, let's dive into how easy it is to use Apliiq as a resource to build your brand. Get started with Apliiq's Shopify integration by using the links right down below. Now you can start immediately by ordering from their site, but if you have a Shopify or WooCommerce, you can download the app and start creating your designs right away. Once the app is installed, you're able to customize your designs directly on their site and even order samples for the products that you create. When you're ready to start selling, simply publish those items onto your e-commerce store. And the best thing about Apliiq's print-on-demand business model is that you don't have to pay a dime until after the products are sold. Also, be sure to level up your brand with Apliiq's new Satin neck tags, which are available for you to use. These tags are great for hoodies, hats, and anywhere else that you'd like to affix them to. Designing apparel is one aspect of starting a clothing brand, but perhaps the most important aspect is in the marketing of your products. The images and the messages that you put out for your brand and collection is what will sell your product to customers. With that being said, before you organize a photo shoot, you need to find the best locations that coincide with your brand's message. This is often overlooked when starting for the first time, so do your research and really take your time. We have an amazing video collaboration we did with the man Mike Leisure, who worked with us on this collection, which can definitely help you make sense of this. We're gonna link that right up above and in the description down below. So for our first collection under FTGU, we wanted to capture the city street and on-the-go aesthetics. Choosing areas with buildings and construction allowed us to capture the true message behind this brand. This collection will be dropping by the holidays, and if you're watching this video after the holidays, check out the new product offerings we have available to members of our community through the links right down below. Once you've captured the photos you use to market your brand, another key essential to consider is video content you can use as promotion on Instagram and other platforms. Now for this, consider taking photos of the process of creating your brand, organizing your shoots, and telling the story of who this is for. Video is powerful, and if used properly, you can emotionally tie people into what you do. A big tip here is to plan on where this video will go live and how it will be used. There are different areas that it can be placed, from in-feed to in-story, both of which have a format you should consider. So plan these shoots carefully and the content you produce will go a long way. So there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video where we just took you from the print-on-demand model in terms of how you can start your clothing brand with close to $0, designing wise, creating the lifestyle imagery, the marketing side of it. Now, like we mentioned, print on demand is a great way to get started with little money, and Apliiq is an amazing platform that you guys can plug into directly with your Shopify, because we included those links in the description right down below. Plug it right into your Shopify account and you're now able to create products on demand, fully branded, in order to help scale your brand. And if you guys are a new visitor to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on those post notification bells. And more importantly, share this video with a friend that needs to hear it in order to help them scale and grow their brand. On this channel, our mission is to build brands that impact the world from the ground up, and we'll be expanding on some of the marketing, lifestyle imagery, and advertising things that we discussed in this one. So we'll see you guys in those ones.